Right, this video is unscripted. The reveal of Pokemon was like 2 to 3 hours ago, so it may seem a bit all over the place, but I assure you, I'm just excited. Let's get into it. If you know me at all, you will know my favourite Nintendo franchise forever and always, even more than Super Smash Bros, is Pokemon. And Pokemon Generation 8, Pokemon Shield and Sword, has just been revealed. And as someone that loves Pokemon so much, I am so excited for this game. They've been scheduled for a late 2019 release, and honestly, oh boy. So in this video, we're just going to quickly talk over everything. I'm just going to go through every single thing I can think of, and it might go on for ages. It might be really short. I don't know. Let's just talk about as much as we can. And I don't really do this style of video. I don't really do discussions that much, but I want to have a discussion with everyone watching in the comments of this video. Comment down below what starter you are picking and why, and wait till later for when I explain mine. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get into my first thoughts and opinions of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now, the first thing I think we should talk about is the titles of the game. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. What awesome names they are. I love the theme they're going for here. I love how like medieval the titles are and how it's not as urban, you know, the region. I will get into the region later, but there aren't as many big cities. It's more countryside, so it feels very medieval, and I really like that. Out of the two versions, I personally feel like I'm going to go for Sword. I feel like Sword's going to be a lot more popular because Swords are cooler than Shields. But that's just on the name alone. It's till we see the legendaries when I pick. You know, the box art, whatever legendary looks cooler is typically the game I go with. And a Sword-based legendary Pokemon? Oh boy, that will look good. And one thing that's just crossed my mind, what if the Swords of Justice Pokemon play a big role in this game's story? Because that would be something cool. They kind of got shafted in Black and White. They were introduced there, but they didn't really have anything to do. So if they played a role in this game, oh boy, that would be beautiful. So the Sword legendary will probably be, again, like a Sword, but Shield, what could that be? Obviously a Shield-based legendary would be cool. Maybe a form change. Maybe it's like Aegislash and the form changes, depending on what game you're playing or something. But Shield would be something really cool, you know, a big bulky legendary, big hulking, bulking legendary that can just really tank some attacks, you know, fits the word Shield. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the region. The Galar region. Oh my god, we finally have an England-based Pokemon region. Do you know how happy this makes me? As someone from England and a fan of Pokemon, this is so awesome. I'm not really from these parts of England, but the rural countryside areas of England and the small towns, that is what we're focusing on in a Pokemon game. That's so awesome. And I think the region links perfectly to the names of the game. Pokemon Sword and Shield. These areas of England are known for their medieval history, like castles, dragons, knights, and I think that history can be something they play off of in this Pokemon game, and its story will be so awesome. Like, do you remember in Pokemon X and Y where there was the great Pokemon War and Pokemon died? Could you imagine if there's like links to a human war where they use Sword and Shield, a battle against Sword and Shield? And speaking of Sword and Shield, I forgot about this, but one thing I should have said during the name section is Haya had a really good idea about a third edition. Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, and then the third edition, you know, the Pokemon Emerald of this, Pokemon Spear. Another weapon, begins with an S, and I think that could really work. But back to the region, and this makes me really excited. There's only one thing I think this region is properly lacking, and that's a big city area. But let's be honest, we can't expect everything of a Pokemon game, and the big city area typically is the coolest looking bit, but you know, we might have one based off something we saw in the trailer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the stadium. Now, from what it looks like and what we see, this looks like a football stadium, like a football pitch. British football, English football, it's in England. England, the biggest sport is football over here, and this looks amazing. This could be a number of things. Maybe you enter your Pokemon into a football match, but the character is coming out in a kit, so I don't know what this could mean. If it's Pokemon football, this will be the most exciting thing ever. He does have 227 on the back, and I know this is just a game, but football players can only have 2 numbers on their back, so that might mean something. But this does look like a football stadium. He has the football socks, and man, does that make me excited. That could literally be anything. No one knows what it is. It could be absolutely anything. It has so much potential, and it's such a cool idea. And while we speak about the characters walking out, can we talk about how the human characters look? unlike Pokemon Sun and Moon, the characters have facial animations. A main series Pokemon game no longer has a dead inside protagonist. Let's go. And I'm not sure if this is my senses messing with me, but don't the main characters actually look a bit older? Don't they look a bit taller? You know, a bit more prettier than the 10-year-olds? I'm not saying the 10-year-olds aren't cute characters we can play with, but I feel like it's a lot cooler having these older characters, and I think it will make the game a lot more mature and a lot cooler than older Pokemon games. Like, do you remember Black White 2, where you had older protagonists? Those games were not edgy, but more edgy than the others, and I think the older protagonists helped that. And with all protagonists must come their starter Pokemon, and this game, oh my god, the starters are adorable. Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. What a cool trio we have. Let me just bring the pictures up of them real quick. I am not sure who I'm going to go for, but let me just give you my opinion of every single one. When I first saw them, my first gut instinct instantly told me Grookey. A grass monkey, what a cool Pokemon that would be. But one of them has grown on me. Sobble, my guy, is adorable, it is very timid, and I think it is very cute. But Grookey is still competing in there. And Scorbunny has its charm too. It's very cute. I like the band-aid, and I like how it's a fire Pokemon, fire starter Pokemon, which isn't actually orange, it's white, which I think is really cool. Obviously, I'm going to get all three of these eventually. I've got to think up really cool nicknames for these. But honestly, right now, it's between Sobble and Grookey. But what's going to decide it is when we see their final evolutions, because that's what did it for Sun and Moon. Initially I was Rowlet, but then I saw Incineroar. He was my man. So I don't know who it's going to be, but Grookey's killing it, because I think Grookey is going to have a very cool final evolution. You know, a grass monkey would have a really cool one. I don't see how a fire rabbit could be like badass. The fire one's typically badass. Unless it's a cute fire rabbit, which I guess would be cool. And the lizard, I think the timidness and the cuteness and the shyness is what gives Sobble its charm. So I feel like it can't keep that for a third stage evolution, but I don't know, it might work. But Grookey, welcome to the Grookey gang. And the more I look at them, the more Grookey grows on me, because I feel like he might be one of the best starter Pokemon ever. Obviously, even when he's fully evolved, I am 100% certain he will not beat my favourite Pokemon, which is Greninja, but he has potential. And not only will we be getting these starter Pokemon in this game, we will be getting a whole new generation of Pokemon. That's between 100 and 150 new Pokemon we are going to be getting. And here's some ideas I have for cool ones. Probably most wanted on my list is a cool rock Pokemon, because we don't really get a lot of cool rock Pokemon. They're all just different forms of rocks. And honestly, I'd say it's my least favourite type. Let's add some colour. Rhyperior tried to do that with orange and it just ended up looking ugly. I really don't like that Pokemon. How about a red rock Pokemon though? That would be very cool. How about a white rock? How about gold? How about we have a Pokemon made out of gold? I feel like that would be awesome. Every Pokemon game has what I like to call the early bird Pokemon. The Pokemon you can catch on like Route 1, the really early routes of the game, to give you a flying type early on. Most of them have just been normal and flying, and I find that really boring, except for one from the best generation of Pokemon in my opinion, in terms of new Pokemon, Talonflame. May I repeat, by best Pokemon I mean best added Pokemon, not best generation. That goes to Generation 4, because Generation 4 games are great, and the Gen 2 remakes are the best Pokemon games. But Talonflame was so cool, he added a new twist on the early bird Pokemon. It was fire and flying, which I feel is a really cool thing to do, and I feel like they can do that again. Maybe not fire and flying, we could also do grass and water or flying, you know, add to the early types you get, but I feel like something like dark and flying, or psychic and flying, or fairy and flying would be such a cool thing to have early on. Actually, the more I think about that, the more I want fairy and flying. And the final type of Pokemon I really think we need is more badass fairy Pokemon, because I love fairy. Fairy is actually one of my favourite types. I don't know why, but I just think fairy is such a cool Pokemon type. I want a fairy in fighting, and a fairy and dragon, and maybe a fairy in dark as well. I feel like they'd just be really cool like types to have, cool double types I guess. Fairy and psychic as well would be really cool. Just more fairy Pokemon, let's get it. Final thing I just wanted to touch up on, I forgot to mention this when I was talking about the region, but the picture of the region we have shows the region is a very linear, it's longwards really, and it looks like you start at the bottom and make your way to the top, which is really awesome. You are physically climbing up the region, up to, I'm guessing Victory Road is that snowy bit, and I'm guessing the champions, well not champion, the Pokemon League is at the end, and if you look really closely, there is a tower at the top. I'm guaranteeing that's the Elite Four. We are going to climb the tower after climbing the region and get to the top and fight the champion in the clouds. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. But the question is, are you excited for the game? You've probably already commented your starter, and I'll have a discussion with that. I'll try to reply to every comment on this video, and I will also reply to every comment you have when you want to talk about the game. What do you think about this game? How hyped are you for this game on a scale of 1 to 10? And can you wait for the late 2019 release? Because if you don't say no, you're wrong. But please, please, please leave a like on this video. Comment down below all the things I've just said, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Please subscribe for more Pokemon content, and Smash Bros if you like that. Stick around. Go Beyond, plus Ultra. Goodbye, everybody.